What's going on, guys? For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Ty, and today in this video, we're going to be talking about some breaking MCU news. That's going to be the fact that Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars have both been pushed back like 7 or 8 months from their release dates. Is this good for the films or bad for them? That's what I want to dive into here today and discuss. But listen, for those of you that are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. That would really mean a lot to me. And then also drop a like if you enjoyed this. I talk about movies and the MCU a lot, and just everything film, show related, whatever it is, Hollywood as a whole, I guess we could just say. I don't know why I'm rambling here. But listen, let's just get into this here, okay? I want to start off with the cons of these movies getting pushed back. I'm going to be completely real. I have one major con. One con, that's it. And then we'll talk about the pros. The major con is that it sucks. This sucks. It sucks. I'm going to get the elephant in the room out of the way. This really sucks. It sucks as fans that we have to wait another 7 months for each of these movies to come out. Especially Doomsday, it's like, oh my god, we're finally getting the Avengers together. It's like less than a year away at this point. What's gonna happen, with Doom? They're filming, the Thunderbolts just came out. It feels like they're on like this hot streak right now, especially because Fantastic Four looks really good. Then bam, we're going right into Doomsday. Now we've gotta wait like 7 more months. Avengers Doomsday is gonna be coming out instead of May 2026, it's going to be coming out December 2026, and Secret Wars is going to be coming out instead of May 2027, December 2027. So basically, Secret Wars is 2.5 years away. Doomsday is now about 1.5 years away instead of a year, or less than a year. It just sucks. It's really as simple as that. I wish that movie studios, like maybe over the next 3 months, and this is just in fantasy land, this would never actually happen. I wish that movie studios would just stop announcing new films for the next 3 months, or maybe 2 months. Let's just let the market kind of settle. Let's kind of just let the dust settle on COVID, the actors and writers strike, all this stuff. Let's just let the dust settle, breathe, let all the slates and the timelines reset, and then announce new films for 2 or 3 years in the future. I'm just so sick of stuff being pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And I know that Marvel's been a main, competitor when it comes to the studios or, the franchises pushing films back because of the fact that obviously the writer's strike really hurt them. And they're a franchise that is constantly putting out movies. So when you push one back, you kind of got to push the others back as well. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, my only con realistically is that it is really frustrating that this got pushed back as a fan. But I do think that there are a lot of pros to this movie being moved back to December. Now listen, I'm just going to start off with the obvious pro here for this movie. And by the way, the reason I'm saying this movie instead of both is because I'm just talking about Doomsday more specifically because it's just the one that's coming out sooner, of course. So let's just talk about that one first at least, or at least just refer to that film just to make things a bit easier. It's just the fact that you have more time to work on the movie. They started filming, but apparently the script wasn't done. There's going to be so many VFX shots that they're going to have to craft for this film. So many actors that they're going to have to fly in. Honestly, I'm so happy that they've said, you know what? Let's actually focus on quality for once. Right? It feels like this has been a major problem for Marvel. And I have a big point coming up that I'm going to be talking about in a second as to why I really think this is great. But I love that they're saying, hey, let's give ourselves some breathing room, okay? Even if it means that an MCU movie isn't going to come out for a while after Fantastic Four, which kind of sucks, honestly. It's going to be about a year until Spider-Man, which we're going to talk about in a second also. I think it's awesome, especially because, again, this is such an important film, because if Doomsday is bad or Doomsday is rushed, that means that Secret Wars is probably going to also end up being bad or also end up being rushed. Take your time to make the setup film good because there's another movie that's also relying on it. It's not like it's just Doomsday and that's it. It almost feels like what Superman did now, and obviously Superman just started production. There wasn't any delays or anything, but they started filming and they were done with filming like a year before the movie even came out. They're probably going to be done with filming a year before this movie even comes out, or maybe even longer. Really taking time in the editing room, the sound department, the VFX department, just to try to fully pull this film together. Maybe if you just need some reshoots, not in like a messy way, just like, oh hey, we just need like another little shot here, another shot here. You have the time. You're not rushing to make a post-credit scene last second, or you're not making your VFX artists work like 100-hour weeks. They have time to breathe now. It's as simple as that. I feel like it's almost guaranteed that no matter how good or bad Doomsday is going to be now, it is going to be a better film than it would have been if it came out in May. No matter what, even if it's like the same exact plot or whatever, it's guaranteed to be a better movie because the visual effects are naturally going to be better. They're going to have more time to edit things, maybe just make it look smoother, this, that, whatever. It's going to now be a better film no matter what. I think that goes without saying, right? Then, if it came out in May, that's all I'm going to say. We're almost guaranteed to get a better film. With that being said, I am a bit scared though because this film was supposed to come out before Spider-Man 4. Now it's coming out after Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4 hasn't even started filming yet. Is that also going to get pushed back? If that movie also gets pushed back, we're going to go like a year and a half with no MCU film, which, you know, isn't the craziest thing in the world, but that sucks. Especially because it feels like they've been building a lot of momentum. I feel like it could all come crashing down if we see the Fantastic Four, then we've got to wait a year and a half for another MCU movie. If they move Spider-Man to like 2027, like another year after Doomsday, that would really be awful. And again, that hasn't happened yet, but still, it's just a point of like, is Spider-Man 4 going to be rushed now? And also that scares me because do they have a plan? Because if Spider-Man 4's story was supposed to occur after Doomsday, does that mean that now you have to like rework it to be before Doomsday? And now Doomsday has to take place after Spider-Man 4? Again, we don't know what's going on with these films, but it's just like the general point. One last thing that I do want to mention that I do feel like is the biggest pro overall, even though obviously the movie being better is super important, I feel like this delay, this major delay is, and again, I could be just like coping here as a Marvel fan, is Marvel's final major change before we enter a great era for Marvel. What do I mean by that? I feel like in a way this was a necessary just issue that they just had to fix, kind of just like biting the bullet temporarily so that the future of Marvel can actually be successful. What do I mean by that? Obviously over the past couple of years, Marvel's quality has dropped. I've said this 100 times in videos. You've probably heard it from everyone on the internet. They've been putting out way more stuff. The quality has dropped, this, that. But now we have a new CEO at Disney who obviously also controls Marvel, and Kevin Feige has more freedom now. It feels like they're finally taking time to put quality love and care into their films. And I feel like now that they've pushed these films back, they're finally like, now we know what we're doing. Now we don't have to rush anymore. The war is over. It's going to be something like that where it's like, now we don't have to worry about this anymore. Now listen, I'm not saying that just delaying movies means that suddenly everything's going to be all well for Marvel. They still need to hit on Fantastic Four. If Spider-Man 4 comes out first, they need to make sure that's good and they're not rushing that film. But I'm just saying that overall, this really does feel like the last major change that Marvel needed to make for the future of the MCU to be good, and so that they could return to form, their former glory, like that phase 1, 2, and 3 era. And I do think it could happen, but I think that this was a necessary change that they needed to make. I think they needed to delay both of these movies one last time. I'm not saying do it again, because they've already delayed the movies like a year each. Please, for the love of God, don't delay them again. But I do think this was necessary. But listen, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Was these films getting delayed good or bad? I think overall it is a pro, even though it does suck for us, but they're going to have more time to worry about the story, focus in the writing room, whatever they're doing, VFX stuff, getting all the actors in the right places, whatever, it doesn't matter. Hopefully these films will actually be a lot better now, and the MCU will fully get back on track, because this might be the last major change they make before we're just firing on all cylinders, is basically what I'm trying to say. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.